Okay, well, hello everyone. We're going to take that off the screen till we get some comments. Welcome back. Not going to do all the spiel I did before. We're going to get right into history. And if I put that screen back up, I want my logo over here. I need to have my nice logo. So this is the second show for this evening because I never do know like what the schedule tomorrow's going to be. A lot of you know I have like a really brutal commute for my job, though I do get a lot of LP work done. But if there's any kind of delay, look how the little, see, look at the LP earrings I have. Those were given to me as a gift, but I don't really like the chicken, but I like them as earrings. But let's get right into history. And yes, hello again, JJ. So this is going to be a short show, but we want to get through this extremely wordy LP news. Like, I like big writings and I cannot lie, but this is a big like, Becky, look at this writing. It's just so big. All right. I love how I crack myself up. All right, so what we're going to is best written letter to the editor, or as I like to say, letterer to the editor. Okay, the LP News awards 10 smackers to the author of the best recent letter to the editor. Published in a newspaper, the letter must mention the Libertarian Party and so forth. So this was, the winner appeared in the August 28th Boise, Idaho Statesman, and it was, looks like it was written on behalf of the Idaho Libertarian Party, with D. Allen Dalton being the chair and James Jerry Jones being the vice chair. So let's read what they had to say. And it was entitled, Businessmen Decide to Educate Public on Free Enterprise. Okay. Let's see. Oh, no. That's not the title of the letter to the editor. That's the title of the article that the letter to the editor was responding to. I was getting really confused. All right. Back up. Let's see. It says the Statesman's article, or the Statesman article, August 19th, entitled Businessmen Decide to Educate Public on Free Enterprise, was encouraging. I'm going to stick comments back up since we do have a couple there. Thank you guys for sticking with me through two shows. It says, reading on the occupations of the businessmen on the speaker bureau list, one should become wary. Representing such coercive monopolies as public education and public utilities, along with heavily regulated businesses such as real estate, banking, and broadcasting, it is almost as though Simon Legree and his slaves, oh, don't tell Nina Turner, had been slated to explain human rights. In either case, some are under pressure to avoid reprisals, and some are afraid of losing special privileges. We certainly hope our suspicions are unfounded, in which case the public education people will argue against the compulsory attendance tax-supported school system, and the public utilities people will speak out to eliminate government-granted exclusive franchises and the power of eminent domain. The real estate people will speak out against land confiscation through government land use planning and against tax-subsidized building programs. The banking people will speak out against such inflationary practices as monetizing the debt and against government-guaranteed loans to people whom the bankers wouldn't otherwise loan money. And the broadcasters will speak out in favor of freeing cable television from all government interference. Unfortunately, the history of business has been that of businessmen being their own worst enemies, compromising principle in favor of special privileges, or failing to take stands for fear of rocking the boat. The American businessmen are under relentless attack by demagogues whom they helped create. They have, altogether too infrequently, either advocated or yielded to the creation of a system for the private ownership of the means of production under centralized government control. Such a system is fascism by its proper name, not free enterprise. Free enterprise, capitalism, consent, and the free market are some different labels, and I love this, because people try to make a big whoop out of the fact that the statement of principles changed from saying capitalism to the free market, as if those two words were meant to mean something different. And right here you can see it was not. So I'll read the sentence. I'll start at the beginning. Free enterprise, capitalism, consent, and the free market are some different labels for the principle of voluntary human relations. If that principle is being advocated by these businessmen, the Libertarian Party of Idaho supports and applauds their endeavor to spread the idea of freedom. So they didn't wax on too long like most of this LP News, so that was a good letter. All right. We're going to do one more short column before we call it a night. And that is Ray Cunningham waging active, a word I always have such problems with, mayoral campaign. This is in California. Ray Cunningham is continuing to run a very active campaign for mayor of this city, San Francisco, I believe. At least that's the byline here. Cunningham is now considered by most political and community organizations and by the media as one of the 6 major candidates for the mayor's office. It has been an uphill struggle to gain this recognition since the other 5 majors are all presently office holders. Cunningham has been averaging approximately 15 speaking engagements a week. Wow, that's a lot. And thank you, Dave. I truly appreciate the super chat, and it's on the screen here, but it's like Dave says, free enterprise. That's a term I haven't heard in a long time. Now we hear capitalism, free trade, or free market. True. And I don't think I've heard free enterprise that often, even in LP News. Perhaps that was something that was just really predominant in the Libertarian Party of Idaho at that time. But I do appreciate the super chat. He is being included in most candidates' forums and media engagements, which include only the major candidates. He is also receiving a good deal of media attention by promoting None of the Above is Acceptable initiative petition drive in San Francisco. Cunningham is garnering support from various elements in San Francisco, including small businessmen, conservatives, gays, students, and segments of the ethnic communities. It's funny the way things were worded there. They sound jarring to today's politically correct ear. Is like, oh, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's like nothing wrong with what was said. It's just not the way we word things today. And it just felt a little jarring. His campaign is using door-to-door distribution and public area distribution of several types of leaflets, issue papers, cards, and signs. On September 30th, the San Francisco Examiner, one of the 2 largest dailies, published a lengthy article by Cunningham on urban problems on the editorial opinion page. We're going to see if we can find that, because that sounds like it could be interesting. Subsequently, Cunningham received generous coverage on KQED and KPIX television news. Much of the increased attention Cunningham is receiving is due to the efforts of recently hired campaign manager Eric Garris and the well-mobilized efforts of dozens of volunteer campaign workers. All things considered, Cunningham has an excellent chance of outpolling 1 or 2 of the other major office-holding candidates, a county supervisor and a state senator. And then there's an address for contributions. So, quick show for tonight, just 15 minutes, but that is all we are going to do because I got some other stuff to do and I get up super early for my commute. I wish I could tell you everything I was doing. Some of it is confidential for the LNC, so I really can't. Just know that my life is either the show, work, or LP. But I am loving every minute of it, so that is what counts. I hope you have an awesome evening. Mi guapas de libertad.
Given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business, not because they want to